call this Commissioners meeting to order. Please join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to see you all. We'll begin today's agenda with the November 18 minutes.
Move to approve.
I'll second that. I have a motion by Dale, second by me to approve minutes of the November 18 meeting. All in favor? Aye. First up today is Jeff Griffin from the 911 Department with Mr. Barry Ritter.
Yes, I'd like to introduce Barry Ritter with Ritter Strategic Services. He is the gentleman that I've been talking about that I think would really do the center well, to provide analysis of both the center itself and help with the recruitment of my replacement. So I'll give it to Barry.
Hey, good afternoon. I am Barry Ritter, co-founder of RSS, a public safety consulting firm here in Indiana. I live in Wayne County, just up the road, and it's a pleasure to be here. I've been doing public safety consulting for local government under the umbrella of my company for the past 8 years. There was an opportunity that I realized that local government needed help navigating next generation 911 technologies and vendors. That commissioners, councils, mayors, sheriffs, police chiefs needed somebody on their side of the table to help them understand what they were being presented or sold. And so prior to this, I was the state 911 director for a number of years and managed the state 911 networks and all of the money that the counties receive for your 1222 funds. Before that, I managed the 911 center in Wayne County. And interestingly, when I was the director there, Fayette County was one of the counties that partnered with us when we moved from our traditional landline 911 service provider, at the time Verizon, and we stepped out on a limb and went to a digital that you still have today. And then prior to managing Wayne County's 911 center, I was a police officer in the city of Richmond. So my entire adult life has been spent in local and state government in the public safety spectrum. Vaguely familiar with the 911 center here in Fayette County, off and on through the years, and individuals that you've had leading that particular department. Not much in the recent past until Jeff reached out a few weeks ago and asked if this was an area that I might be able to help the commissioners navigate with replacing the director's position, doing a recruitment, which is something my company does, as well as doing an efficiency assessment of the 911 center. Just in brief conversations with Jeff today, with the number of items that he and I discussed, my initial response to him is that I think this involves more than an efficiency assessment that we build into a managed services because of the number of things that go on in that center that potentially need addressed. First and foremost, understanding from Jeff is evaluating that position of director of 911, understanding how you perceive that position here, and looking at the salary and benefit package that exists or could exist to use as a recruitment tool if your desire is to recruit someone to come in and fill that position for the foreseeable future. All of those things my company does. When you contract with RSS, you're buying my time and my experience is what you're paying for. I build all of my master agreements around a scope of work that is managed by the county, that you only pay for the work that's performed. I estimate all projects on what I think is an estimated number of hours that it would take to accomplish a task with identified deliverables, what you could expect to see, and what you could expect to pay. Now, if we only do $5,000 worth of work, you only pay $5,000. You don't pay the entire estimated amount. That allows you as the county to control the purse strings and only do the needed work that needs to be done. So pretty much in a nutshell is for you to prioritize what it is you think needs to be done first, along with Jeff, in that center, and determine if my company is something that you would want to engage to help facilitate the work that needs to be done there. And understanding the demographics of that center, the policies, the employees, and what it is you think you need in a leader in that center. Probably new to a lot of people is that position, that person in public safety in today's world is equal to your sheriff, is equal to your police chief, is equal to the fire chief. They are those key people in public safety. And historically, in a PSAP, the PSAP director has worked maybe for the sheriff or for the police chief or for a board, but in today's world of public safety, they're an equal, integral part of that public safety realm. And so having the right person in that position that can manage people and that can perform the essential services that are needed at a critical time is extremely important. So I think with that, I'll yield and maybe take some questions that you might have and share with me a little bit about what you think you need.
If we were to do this from the time we sign an agreement with you, how long will it be before you would start working with Jeff on getting things started? And how long do you think it would take to get it finalized? I know that's a broad question.
That is, and not understanding what it is that you have and what it is that you need. What I can say is in my conversations with Jeff, you're fortunate to have him in that seat, and him being there on a temporary basis mirrors how I ended up in Wayne County on a temporary basis. So we're fortunate to have him there and to be able to lean on to gather the information that's needed, understanding that he's under a timetable. We would start pretty swiftly. We do a lot of work in the next 3 weeks to try and build the foundation. And then you're not going to receive everything from me at once. This is going to be an ongoing relationship, an ongoing dialogue of this is what we've identified, this is what we think we need to do to be able to recruit someone to be your director. So the first thing I'm going to look at is salary and benefits. Where are we at salary-wise? And where can we go? Now I know that all your employees are paid out of 1222. The salary's around $60,000, I believe, for the director, which I'm standing here, I'm not going to tell you that's low or high or in the median because I wouldn't know until I looked at the data. But two things that are interesting to people in today's workforce, and it doesn't matter if it's a 911 director or you're wanting to hire someone for the auditor's office, is work-life balance and then salary. So what does the position offer me in that work-life balance? Because I do have a family, you know, I have friends, I have things I want to do, I have a church, whatever it might be, and then salary. And if it's an adjustment in the salary that's needed, then obviously we know we're going to have to work with council on increasing the salary line item for 26 and the salary ordinance to be able to use as a recruiting tool to attract someone who's trained and qualified to be a PSAP director.
What do you got in mind?
I think we need to start out with him and Jeff sit down, get the base ground level laid, and then start working up. See where they think we have mistakes and get those mistakes lined out and then start our way up. Am I thinking wrong?
Well, you need the efficiency assessment. We need to assess where is the agency at, how they've been performing, what are they doing right, what can they improve on, and I can tell just in the short time I spent with Jeff, he's already made some corrections and some deficiencies that he identified, so he's already laying that groundwork to move forward. We'll probably find other areas that need to be addressed, But from your standpoint, what is the priority? Correcting some of those deficiencies, improving in areas that we need to improve, or is it stabilizing the ship to recruit someone to come in to be the director? What is your priority? What comes to the surface first? In the engagement that I originally had given Jeff, had two tasks. One was recruiting the director, the other was the efficiency assessment. I already know that about 4 things surfaced that would come to light in an efficiency assessment that should be worked on to recruit someone. And that is looking at, are we positioned, or are you positioned in the county in that seat to attract an interested candidate that's qualified. I'll tell you from recent history, in recruiting a PSAP director has become more and more difficult because the number of interested candidates to be a leader in a 24/7, 365 operation is less today than it was 5 years ago. So finding that right person that has that multitude of skill sets that would be interested. And there may be somebody that and I always say this, works there, works in government, lives in Fayette County, lives in an adjacent county, that may be interested, but we don't know until we try and do that recruitment. I'll tell you that anytime that we try and do a salary adjustment, that's a hurdle that we have to get past. I'm a county council person in Wayne County. I get this. I sit in those seats. I understand that side. But we're not talking about giving an individual a raise. We're talking about doing a salary adjustment to pay a competent, qualified, and trained person to be a PSAP director. That might mean that that position gets a salary adjustment that exceeds another longtime county employee. That happens. We just have to be able to justify the reason for the adjustment. There's no guarantee. Some communities do that. Others say, we're not doing that. The pay is the pay. I always like to say, keep in mind, if we do what we've always done, we're always going to get what we always got. And the goal is to have a trained, qualified person run that center. Long answer to your question. I did share with Jeff, this is an eligible expense out of your 1222, so it's not a general fund obligation. It's in his dedicated fund, that if he has the funds in the account, that he could ask council to create a line item and appropriate money in 26 within the 1222.
We do this, when would you expect payment?
Not until
At the end?
26.
At the end?
Yeah. The master agreement is we do billables upon milestones, but I work with government. I understand additional appropriations and all of that, and so it's, at the earliest, you're looking at 90 days for a billable, so. So traditionally, the commissioners sign the actual master agreement, approve it, with the director or Jeff executing the scope of work and signing it based upon financial commitment from council that they're going to give him money to pay for it.
Well, we know one thing for sure, that the more requirements we put in a job description like this, the less likely we are to find a candidate with all those qualifications. And it's hard enough right now. The more we add on, the narrower your field of available candidates is going to be. And you say your fee schedule is based on just how many items, or how many?
My hourly rate is $150 an hour. So you're paying for my time and my experience, and I bill at that hourly rate. I project X number of hours per task, what I think it's going to take to accomplish that. If I say that I estimate it's going to be 48 hours and it takes 40, you only pay for the 40. If I get to the 48 and you have added on additional tasks, we do that through addendums to the contract that ensures that you're paying for what you're expecting and you're getting what you expect. So it's not a blanket, this is going to cost you $25,000 flat no matter what happens. The county controls the expenditures and the amount of money. So what I encourage Jeff to do is, if he meets with council, if this is something that you approve, that when he goes to council, he just asked to appropriate in his 26 budget, sometime in January, an additional appropriation in 1222, put a flat amount of money in there, bill against that to the point that the project's accomplished. If he doesn't spend it all, he doesn't spend it all. Or you hire another professional services that he pays for out of that line item for another reason. I structure my agreements that way because it allows the county, Jeff, to remain in control of the expenditures.
Do you have roughly an idea what the max cost could be?
No, because I don't know what I'm getting into. You know, the first engagement that I sent to him as an example for recruiting a director and efficiency assessment was right around $7,000, I believe, is what we were at. I shared with him in the office as we began talking, from things that he revealed, we're going to exceed that in a managed services approach because there are other things that need to be looked at. While the standard operating procedures are there, I'm pretty confident because from my experience shows me that when I go into a center, I find missing policies that need to be written and put into place. Those things then begin to drive the additional work effort. So if I were to stand here and tell you it's going to be $50,000, I'd either be cheating you or shorting me because I really have no idea where we're going to be. There again, the controlling factor, the gatekeeper there is Jeff for that.
Well, Barry, I hope you understand my reluctance to just, give you a blank check on this. I'd like to see some parameter. I mean, the more we ask him to do, the more it's going to cost.
Right. Yeah. And I'm definitely not asking for a blank check. Anything I do is documented in a scope of work with an estimated cost and identified deliverables. So by no means, because if I was sitting there, I wouldn't be giving somebody a blank check. The idea is the department head is the gatekeeper operating within the budget that council establishes within the budget. So it's not an open-ended expenditure. And there may be some things that you decide you don't want to do that are identified in the efficiency assessment. You may say, no, we're not going to do that. My responsibility is to recommend to you what you should be doing, and then you decide if you're going to do that or not. Okay? It's not up to me to say, well, you shall, unless it's an issue of law for protection of the county. But you, as the executive branch, decide, yes, we're going to do it, or no, we're not.
I think it's something we need to look real hard at doing. I don't know what our next step would be to move forward with it. It would be to approve this with Jeff going to council to get approval from council. Is that something we need?
I mean, I don't know if I've missed it. I've not seen any proposal or any contract or any agreement.
Yeah,
I've not reviewed. Has there been one? Huh?
Nothing in writing to my-
Okay,
Yeah,
so I mean, I don't think I'm in a position where I can advise you to do much until I at least review that. and that can kind of give you a range of what you might be looking at financially. But I think I would prefer to at least advise you guys that I'd be able to review that before you make a decision. I'm assuming you have standard forms you send out.
Are you the county attorney?
Yeah.
I'm Barry.
Barry, Jeff Wessling, nice to meet you.
Would you send me an email and I'll send you,
Yep.
it's a boilerplate,
It needs to
Master
come to me
agreement?
first,
Yep.
and you are?
the auditor.
Yeah.
The state statute says contracts come to me first, and then I send them on to the
If
county.
you send everything through Jane, you take care of us all. Jane always makes sure it goes to the right place.
Jane,
so-
can you send me an
Sure.
email and then I'll send it to you? And
Thanks.
the one thing I will tell you is that I work in about 30 of Indiana's 92 counties. Every county does things different. The one thing I do know though is that you get along with the auditor and you get along with the county attorney and you're pretty good. So I'll send it to Jane.
Here, county auditors, the most important. And the hierarchy.
It's just that's the way the statute reads now. They revised
So-
that last year in July.
The master agreement is boilerplate. It's the scope of work that goes behind that outlines the work effort, the cost, and the deliverables.
If you maybe sent to me, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but if you maybe sent us kind of what you think we need in the scope of work, in this kind of language, then maybe that gives me the opportunity to go over that with them.
Sure,
Okay.
I can do that.
So, where does that leave us now? We're gonna wait for Barry to
Sent to Jane
send to Jade and then
his proposed agreement.
see the proposed agreement. And are you gonna work on the list,
I'll give it to Jeff
you know?
and see what we can come up with.
Right now, I wouldn't know exactly where to start on that. I know there's some improvements to be made, but I don't know everything, over there.
Well, the thing that's concerning me is we're running out of time. Because Jeff's around the 1st of February, and through there, he's about done, about that time, I believe.
Yes, sir, February
8th. So
Well, we can give him some more time if he needs.
he might not want it.
Just make sure he sees light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Well, we can always keep shining that light out there. 14 years from now, it's still shining.
Okay.
Well, these are pretty boilerplate agreements, so Jane, don't be surprised if you have something from me at the end of the day or tomorrow. This is not the first county I've done this type of project in, so it's pretty standard.
All right, well, I guess that'll be our starting place right there, Barry.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
For our IT department, Michael King is here with some quotes for printer for the health department.
Yeah, copier for the health department. The copier they've got now is at least 9 years old, I think, if not 10. It still works, but between its age and them not making parts for it anymore, it's going to be more of a cost labor-wise to get repairs done if we have any. And we were paying more because as the years go by on these copier contracts, the cost per copy goes up to compensate for the fact that they're going to do more labor, they're going to have more parts. So got quotes from Ricoh and Toshiba. The quote from Ricoh for a 45 per minute machine came in at $3,860 for a refurb machine.
I'm sorry, how much?
$3,860 for a refurb. Personally, I think I'm recommending the Toshiba, which is $400 more, but it's a brand new machine. And it came in at $4,220.78. And that's for two reasons. One, it's a new machine instead of quoting out a refurb machine like Ricoh did. And their cost per copy is actually half for black and white copies than what Ricoh was. Ricoh was, they quoted out the cost per copy at .0059, so just over half a cent each copy for black and white, whereas Toshiba's is .0028, so just under half of what Ricoh's is. So So we'll get a savings both on the cost per copy for going through the Toshiba. And like I said, they quoted a brand new machine instead of a refurb machine. Now both machines have a five-year contract on them for all parts and everything else. After that, they just charge us for copies or whatever. We may have to pay for repairs and stuff after the 5 years. But you know, either way, both companies have done us pretty well, so I don't have any problem with either company. So it's just whether you want to go with the refurb machine at $400 less than the brand new machine from Toshiba. And like I said, the lower cost per copy from Toshiba. Spec-wise, the machines are pretty much right in line with each other. Same number of copies per minute, same finishers, all that kind of stuff.
I've used both types here, and I couldn't say that I really saw any difference between the two. The main thing is that the copies come out the way you want them to, you know?
Yep. And how many times you have to call for service if there's a problem.
Right.
And right now with Ricoh or with Toshiba, pretty much we call in a service ticket, somebody shows up and fixes it. So we've not really had any problems with that. So on that regard, I can't fault one company or the other being better. Unlike with some other companies where we've dealt with, where it's like you call them, you call them, you call them, they finally show up. And whether or not they get it fixed is another issue, but we've not had any problem with either.
Do you have this in your budget?
Matt has it.
So,
It's
yeah.
gonna be coming out of our 2025 budget.
Yeah.
That you recommend the Toshiba?
I like the Toshiba better just because it's a brand new machine, it's not a remanufactured machine.
And the
Is-
cost per sheet.
and the cost per
Longer
copy.
cost would be cheaper.
Yeah, so the, if it was all things being equal and never had any problems with the remanufactured, you know how that goes. It's like buying a used car. Everything looks brand new and recertified. When you roll off the lot, then you find a problem. And yeah, they'll come and fix the problem, but how many calls are we gonna have generated because it's a refurb machine where we find somebody else's problem that wasn't there when they first fixed it.
I'll move to approve the Toshiba copier.
Okay, I'll second that. We got a motion and a second to approve the quote for the Toshiba copier for the health department at a price of
$42,2078.
$4,225.97.
No, the 4,220.78. We're not getting the whole punch. That's what that 4,425 is.
All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes, Jane. All right,
Okay.
when do you expect delivery on this?
I would expect it probably beginning of the year, but I'm going to go ahead and get them to send us a pro forma invoice so that we can get it processed as part of this year for the
Okay.
2025. Hopefully before the deadline for encumbrances, so it's one less thing Jane has to deal with.
It's Thursday.
I know.
Yeah.
So just depends on how fast they can generate the paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it processed.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
Anything else for me?
I don't,
Okay. Jeff Griffin. He had a 144.
oh. Jeff, you want to step back up?
I sure do.
Yeah, here's the signed copy of that. I would like to replace, I discharged a dispatcher. I'd like to replace, with a part-time dispatcher that I have right now, Tyler Riley. I'd like him to, fill that position. Obviously, it's in the budget. It's in a line, filling a line item that's already there. You can disregard the part-time person that's on that 144. She approached me this morning and said she's too involved in school and don't want to do it. So we're just going to go down one part-time. And just so you know, Tyler has just hired him part-time probably a month ago. He's already worked up. He's sitting in the chairs by himself. He's currently drives a bus part-time in Shelby County, and he's going to let that go. He's going to be a sub, and he's going to come here.
I'll move to approve the 144.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second to approve the 144 request for 911 department for the hire of Tyler Riley. Any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Two ayes.
Daydreaming.
Sorry about that, Jeff. When Barry took off,
It's okay. It's all right.
thought we was done with you.
It's all good.
Okay. The Highway Department, Chris Gettinger is here with a 144 request.
Yeah. Been in need of a mechanic, searching for a mechanic since I think April. I think Morris left in January, February, and then Mitch left shortly after that. So we've had a temporary guy in there, but it's wearing him out. Got a guy to come in, put an application in, walk through the shop, look things over. Name David Richardson. Lives here in Fayette County, so I think he'll be a good fit. But I have struggled. Didn't talk to Wayne County, but I've talked to every other surrounding county about mechanics, and they laugh at me and say, well, good luck. So it's just a real struggle to find somebody who wants to wrestle this stuff anymore. And that's not going to get better over time, I'm quite sure. So, you know.
Well, we know you've been looking for someone for quite some time.
It's been quite a while at this. So.
Did you find David Richardson, or did he find you?
Kind of both. He knew it was open, and he come in one day and wanted to know about it. And that's been a month ago probably, and he kind of kicked it around, and it's like everything, you know. Same thing everybody wishes. He wishes it was a little more money, but I talked to him a lot about the time off. You know, we work 4/10s through the summer, and you know, county has a lot of holidays, we call it, I guess. So, you know, there's some value to some of that, and I think he finally decided he was content with where we're at with it. So we're, with your blessing, we're going to go forward with that. So.
Okay, well, we'll try him out and hope everything works out for the best. Got a motion by Dale, second by me, to approve the 144 request for the Highway Department to hire David Richardson as our new mechanic at the garage. All in favor?
Aye.
Two ayes. There you go, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, for the Health Department, Matt Shirk is here. And Matt, you guys have been shopping for a new county health officer, right?
Yes, as you're aware, Dr. White announced his retirement as of January 1st, or the end of this year. The Health Board did meet with a highly qualified candidate yesterday at this Health Board meeting, and they asked me to come recommend to you. They voted and recommended unanimously to recommend to the commissioners that you hire him, Dr. Kevin Downard. Dr. Downard is a local resident, currently practicing in Greenfield. Would be a great candidate and a great addition to the office as a health officer. So I'm not certain if this, I kind of feel like if this would be a 144 from me or 144 from the commissioners, because I'm not sure if the commissioners are the hire or it's I am.
Yeah,
So
we'll get one filled out and signed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did do one, but I didn't know if it was the correct one or not. So
Yeah.
you can have it either way.
Okay.
So yeah, well,
Thank you.
the health board has asked that you hire him, so.
I've heard of this guy. Okay. So this is the board's recommendation?
Yes, yes. Yes, they voted unanimously to recommend him for hire.
Move to approve.
Okay, we've got a motion by Dale, second by me, to approve the County Health Board's recommendation that we appoint and hire Kevin Downer as the new county health officer to replace Dr. White. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes, Jay.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
I did want to announce that we will be having an open house for Dr. White on December 10th from 3 to 5, just to, if anybody is able to stop by and thank Dr. White for his service. He is currently the longest serving health officer in the state of Indiana, 38 years, I believe. So he's been a great asset for the county and for the health department, and we appreciate his service. And also, we are doing flu shots and COVID shots, so anybody that wants to stop by for that. The only change on the COVID shot is you do have to be 18 or older to receive the COVID shot. So we have those available, so shots are available anytime we're open. So
I'm sorry, Matt, again, on the open house, you said December 10th from, what was the time?
3 to 5.
3 to 5.
At
And
the
that
health
is in the health department?
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Okay. For our maintenance department, our maintenance director is here, I think, with a 144 request.
I actually got two 144s, both of them be part-time. One of them is Zane Bentley. He came back senior in high school now. He's 18, so he's excited. He's already been in the jail twice, so I backdated it to yesterday. He came back. And then the other one is for a part-time custodian over here at the courthouse. Right now I'm down to one person, so that'd be Wednesday Brewer. And I'd like for her to start as soon as possible as well. So right now I've got Landon, I just hired him, and then I have Lisa and Lacey, and they're here about every other weekend, so.
Okay. Both these are part-timers?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've got one employee off on medical leave.
Yeah.
Have you heard lately?
So he's doing his 8 weeks of rehabilitation or whatever, but I don't think he's going to come back as quick as what he thought he would. He's still popping and cracking in his chest, so
Yeah.
I told him I'd save him a position, you know, whether it's part-time or full-time. You know, it wasn't, I mean, I guess it was his fault ultimately, but you know, it was kind of one of those things that just popped up unexpectedly, and you know, I'm not going to hold that against him, so.
Yeah, well, he'll take some time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Do those need to go before the council?
No, because they're not coming out of county general. The hiring freeze was
Right.
to county general.
Where are those coming from?
Courthouse operating,
Okay.
4903.
I'll move to approve it.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second to approve the 144 request for the maintenance department for the hire of Zane Bentley and Wednesday Brewer, both part-time positions. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes, Jim. There you go, Josh. You got anything else to report, maintenance-wise?
No, just can we like shoot guns in town? Like, is it cool? Like, we're still having an issue with the pigeons, so if you can come up with a solution or a lift that'd get me up there to set live traps.
Yeah. I have talked to one local contractor that told me he had a 65-foot lift. And he said he was going to take a look at the front of the building and see if it would get up to where we need to go. And I haven't heard back from him. And I really don't know how many feet up that is.
Yeah, I mean, when they were putting the boilers on the roof, to that from the road to the flat spot was like 82 feet, I think he said.
Yeah.
But we could probably put a ladder on top of the lift. It should be fine.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, this particular group of pigeons that's decided to relocate to that spot has been causing problems, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've found a couple pieces of shingle come down now as well, so they're actually tearing it up now. So
Are they?
yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to have to do something about that.
Yesterday morning, laying on that front step, there were pieces of, we all had to walk through that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like besides the stuff, yeah, then there's the like shingles,
Yeah.
debris.
At least the snow covered it up today.
Well, as soon as I hear back from this guy, or
Okay.
I can give him another call, I'll let you know.
Alrighty. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right, well, thanks, Josh.
All right, thank you.
Sheriff Jones, do you have anything you need to talk about today?
Nope, nothing at all.
Okay. Mr. County Attorney, do you have anything?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Do you have any mail you need to share?
Nope.
Do we have anything under old business we need to take up?
Not that I know of.
Under new business, Sheila Hupp is here, representing leaders in training for Able Moms.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
Sheila?
I'm here with good news. So we are really excited. I am Sheila Hupp, and I founded a local nonprofit called Leaders in Training, and we received a very gracious grant from the city and the county to work in the jail with the women who are incarcerated, as well as the women in the House of Ruth. We're also in the middle school and the high school, and we have a wonderful group of instructors, and one is here today, Miss Heather Howard, and her sister Winnie is over in the jail and working with the women there, and we have Graham Selm over in the middle school, and they all three have a beautiful mix of experience and life exposure, and they work with the different folks to help them plan and see a big bright future that they may not see otherwise, and then we equip them with skills to make it a reality. So we actually just do a bunch of executive functioning skills. So we teach time management and budgeting, and we also teach a lot of emotional regulation and taking responsibility for the choices that we make now and in the future. And that has shown to be an incredible topic list to work with vulnerable youth, as well as women who are incarcerated and who are on their recovery journey. The two ladies that are on our staff are actually recovered addicts, and they have chosen to use their redeemed and saved lives to give back to the women who are in recovery as well, and that has proven to be such an asset to connect with the women who are in our local jail and are in the House of Ruth in their recovery journey as well. So far with the budgeted funds, we have had over 24 classes, and we have served almost 40 ladies. So we have a rotating group at the House of Ruth and within the jail. And we also have classes each week in 10-week sessions over at the middle school. And recently, Ms. Flum at the high school has helped us get our 10-week program changed to a club that will meet every week at the high school. So we're really excited to embark on that at the high school as well. And in the future, we will work with the juveniles who have made an appearance in the court system as well. And we plan to work with them in a similar program that has been modified by Graham Selm, who's on our staff, who is a former DNR officer. So he has helped modify that. So we just wanted to thank you for the grant funds and let you know how we were using them and how we are working with the different populations here within our county.
Well, I'm glad you stopped in, because all too often, when these grants are awarded, we never hear from the people again. You know? So we never even get to meet a lot of them, so. Well, I admire your willingness to tackle these problems, because we know that a lot of these people need the kind of help that you offer. And it's just good that there's someone that's willing and able to step up and do this for us.
Oh, thank you. We have a really great team, and the collective passion and the collective experiences has really helped it grow. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else that we can do for you going forward in this endeavor?
You know, we have had tremendous support from the sheriff in going into the jail, so we're looking forward to the new women's facility opening. So just the continued partnership would be amazing.
There's
Well,
a good segue to share the open house date. She mentioned
yeah,
something.
we're going to have an open house here in a few days at the women's facility to let anybody in the general public come in and look this thing over.
That's great.
And then after that, if you want to see the inside of it, you'll have to be an inmate.
Okay.
So I would recommend you taking advantage to the open house. And we hadn't got to this on our agenda yet, but everybody's kind of agreed to December the 17th, if that's okay with you.
Yep.
From 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Wonderful.
So I'll provide a stool over there for Dale Munson to sit on. He can sit there up by the door and pass out ice cream to everybody that comes in.
That's a great idea.
Depends on how cold it is.
Well, thank you all very much for the opportunity to bring an update.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we have a firearm monitoring quote from CEI. I didn't copy that off, Jane. This is one of the last things we have to do over at the women's facility to meet all regulations. Have to have an outside concern monitor the firearm system. This is Ron Best's company, and he gives us a quote $240 a year to monitor that system for us. So I know he's been over there, and he said he was going to have to add just one small piece of equipment that plugs into a panel or something over there, and he would be good to go. So I told him that we would be approving his quote at today's meeting. Okay. We have a motion, Dale, second by me, to approve the firearm monitoring quote from CEI, $240 a year at the Women's Correctional Facility. All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes, James. Okay. Now, as I just mentioned, talked about briefly, This is a public announcement now, Bob. We're going to have an open house to the general public or any other interested person at the new Women's Correctional Facility at 307 Central Avenue, the former Dollar General store, on Wednesday, December the 17th, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we'll make sure that there's someone there to show people around and let them see what they've got for their investment. And then after that, you're not going to be allowed in there, Bob. So, but we'll save a spot for you over here at the other jail if you like.
Go if you do.
So, we do know that there's been,
3 meals a day.
yeah, we know there's been some local residents has really cheered for this project, and it's 2 years overdue. And we'll give them an opportunity to see the inside of this thing while they can, and hopefully everything works out okay. So there's that. Josh, since you're still here, I'll mention this. I've been getting calls wanting to know when the decorative lights are going up in the windows of the courthouse, because the Winterfest celebration is fast approaching.
Yeah, it'd be tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning? Okay. I'll pass that along. Is there any patron concerns in the room?
Overcrowded.
Yeah. Well, all that leaves on our agenda is approval of claims and payroll.
Move to approve.
Okay, I'll second that. So a motion by Dale, second by me to approve claims and payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes, Jane. As soon as we get the rest of these signed, we'll be done. That concludes our business for today.
Move
second the motion. Have a motion by Dale, second by me to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.